In this video, we're going to talk about a van academy. So if you want to build your own van and you're looking for, like professional classes or something like that, I'm going to show you what you can what you can expect about this class. So in this case, we're going to do a small review, what to expect, the good, so the bad and the ugly, how is tech support, customer service, is there anything else or anything better out there, and the space van 3D. So if you saw, surely this is to create your own van, and this, as far as I can tell, this is the only software out there that is made for this. But as you can see here, 1 star, so that is not a good thing. So I'm going to talk about this because when you look for instance, a 3D or van design software or something like that, this is the first link that you're going to see. This is a paid ad, of course, but we're going to talk about later. So let's talk about this. So when you buy the Van Life Academy, this is what you're going to see. Usually you're going to end up on this projectvanlife.com, and you're going to see this, or maybe they are going to change the picture. So basically this is the index. I paid for this already, of course. That is why you see that I finished all these classes already, and you're going to see this. So basically you're going to see welcome, course outline, course updates, forums, planning intro, and planning your van build, theory, van build tutorial with this guy. So the bad thing about this is that the people that were hired for this, they are YouTubers. They are not professional. I mean, you can tell when this, when you start seeing their builds, that the way they build things, they're not that good. So first, you're going to see his video, and he has like, some of them are good and other ones are bad, but like I said, I watched them almost all. You're going to see things that you're not going to like. I mean, if this is your first time, learning about van life and other things, you're going to see or watch these videos and you're going to say, oh, cool, great, I didn't know this. And but once you have some experience, you're going to see that this is like very amateur. So as you can see here, for instance, this is a box truck, and I have my whiteboard and everything. So I built it all myself a few years ago, and without watching many YouTube videos or anything like that, and it came out pretty good. But I made a few mistakes because I didn't know any better. But after years of learning and looking for people who are professional on this, you're going to realize that there are many mistakes that you don't want to make. So I'm going to show you later a few of the mistakes that you're going to see in this class, on this course that you're going to buy. Also, you're going to see that many YouTubers doing the same mistake because they are just regular people. They don't have they don't have knowledge about building or something like that. You're going to see that they use like a very basic rustic tools. The way they build things, I mean, it's okay, but it's not the best. So if you're paying for a class, and I'm expecting to have like top-notch teachers. I'm not expecting to see a random guy on YouTube that he doesn't know much what he's doing. So that is the thing. So as you can see here, after watching all this guy, I mean, if you want, you can maybe search it on YouTube. I didn't try to do that because I'm paying for this class already. So here, this is Shaden, and then after that, you're going to see like 4 or 5 guys teaching basically kind of the same thing. So for instance, here you have Peter, Tuli. Most of the audio that you're going to see and the video is kind of good, but for instance, there was one part that I was interested in watching, and the audio was like very, very bad. It seemed like everyone was, recording this video with a cell phone. There was no cameraman. Nobody was, checking the audio or anything like that. So you have, noises in the background, or the audio is very bad. That you barely can understand what the guy is saying. I mean, most of the videos you're going to understand perfectly fine, or the audio is, you know, average, kind of good. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. At least you can understand it. Some audios, I mean, some other videos, you're going to see the audio is very low, and then you have to, you know, turn up your volume to the top, so that way you can understand what the guy is saying, and you're going to have these type of issues like I was telling you before. So here, for instance, you have the Peter Tully, Scott Adamson, you have Mitch Cox, and then as you can see here, you have another guy, Shamey and Jones, and you know, Nate Murphy, and it's like they're teaching you, you know, like different stuff, kind of the same. But you know, at the end of the road, I mean, you're going to have like average people or mediocre people, you know, teaching you things. So that is the bad thing. I mean, the good is if you have no knowledge about anything, like I said, I mean, it might be something is something, but otherwise, it's better to buy something else. So the ugly is like I just told you before. You're going to have like a lot of, you know, repetitive information and from different people. I prefer to have one guy, you know, top notch guy, you know, that he knows what he's doing, instead of, you know, having random people or, you know, different YouTubers, you know, trying to teach you something. How is tech support? So that is my next point. So just in case. So how is the tech support? So now I'm going to show you a few emails back and forth. I mean, I send them like many emails complaining about a few things that wasn't working properly. For instance, let's go to emails. So as you can see here, I was contacting them because also I bought a few PDF, you know, with the, well, I think here is the tech support is very bad. For instance, you send them an email and they don't reply right away. It may take 1, 2, 3 days to reply you, you know, so that is unacceptable, at least to me, because I mean, you're paying, right? I mean, if it was for free, okay, I understand. But here, for instance, you're going to get the PDF. I'm going to show you later the PDF, no? So that way you can see. For instance, I'm telling them, okay, here, I click here, and then, you know, I download the bonuses that they have here, and then there are many links that are not working. And I send them a screenshot so that way they can see, okay, you see, the link doesn't work. This is a joke. It's not working. I mean, I told them like many times, and they say, okay, reboot your computer, you know, clean the cookies, you know, irrelevant things that amaze me, you know, that it should not be like that. I mean, if you're telling them, hey, it doesn't work, make sure why they don't call you, why they don't have a chat, you know, online or something like that. I mean, if you're paying, you should have, you know, like good tech support. I sell classes myself. I have a website where I sell computer classes, and if the customer doesn't, I mean, if the customer has some issue and he cannot download the classes, or he has some problem like that, I reply them right away. I send them an email, I chat via WhatsApp, Telegram, or I call them over the phone or whatever. I don't leave the customer hanging. But these people, they don't care about any of that. So here, for instance, when you go to their website here, here you have the bonus 2. This is the number, ban bill reveal, and you're going to see. Let me see if I have it here. Okay, here, as you can see, this is part of the PDF. And you click here to see the PDF, and you will see that it goes to the website that doesn't exist. So now I'm going to show you, because I have like 3 screens. So as you can see here, I click here, and they don't fix these type of things. And I don't want to show you more of the PDF, because, you know, this is something that they charge you for. But they have fixed few links, but they don't fix them all. I mean, before you offer something, you have to make sure that every link works, and you have to check them, you know, daily, weekly, or whatever. You cannot offer something that doesn't work. So I understand that some some links will stop working or something like that. But let's say that you're looking for a dash cam, right? and you say, okay, I recommend you to buy the red Tiger dash cam, instead of sending the link, because one option will be, I click here, and then I go here where it says text, copy, and then I put it on the PDF. But instead of doing that, what I do is I prefer to send the people to the main link. I give them this link, so that way, if one of the website, if one of the link doesn't work or something like that, they still are going to see, the brand, maybe another model, something like that. So that way you don't have to worry about updating the URLs, daily or weekly or something like that. It's something, maybe one model, it has been discontinued or something like that, but at least, you have all the dashcams about this company that I'm recommending. I'm not saying that I'm recommending this right now, but this is just an example, to fix these type of issues. And you're going to have like, for instance, another PDF that I don't want to show again, is like with bogus information. It's something, okay, it's like, it's just a filler. It's not that very important. And they will send you maybe like a spreadsheet. They were going to give you, another Excel file that you can download and everything else. Like I said here, for instance, there are many links that are working, but maybe like 50% at least wasn't working, at least a week ago or 2 weeks ago, when I started complaining that, nothing was working. So as you can see, they were recommending this. I don't know why they recommend this brand that is not that good. The websites that they had in their PDF, I'm going to show you something else. So if you're looking for something better, is there anything better out there? I'm going to tell you this. So this is I don't know any of these guys, or only I know them, because I watch many videos of their website. Hummel Road, this guy, he's amazing. All the videos that I watch from this guy, he builds vans professionally, and the way you see every build, how the thought process behind it and everything is amazing. This guy is top notch. To me, this is the guy to go. The only bad thing, he doesn't teach anything. He doesn't sell any classes or anything like that. Is what you see on YouTube. That's it. I asked him if he was selling, classes or anything, but he doesn't sell anything. And his bills, are like $200,000 and above. So it's pricey, but this guy he's top notch. If you're looking like for electric, for instance, this guy, he knows electric. He does the plumbing. He does everything. So if you want everything, this guy, he knows it all. If you want to learn maybe just about electric, a little bit more specific or anything like that, this guy, he's amazing. He has in his playlist like a few blog stuff and things like that. But if you're looking, for instance, electric installation or things like that, this guy is top notch. You're going to see that all his builds are very well done. For instance, if you see do yourself Sprinter camper van electrical install, this video is 1 hour. He has almost like 700,000 views, and everything that he explains and everything is top notch. This guy is very good, at least in those things. So if you want, also he has another video here showing you everything. Also, he sells you the diagrams and everything. But when you see this, this is, it looks nice. It looks professional. When you're looking for these people, how they build the stuff, you're going to see things that are not looking good. In some of the builds, you're going to see, things like that. It doesn't look good. Sometimes you're going to see, cable management that is not that good, running kind of like that. Here it doesn't look that bad, but at least, if you're top notch, you should not be teaching this or showing this. You see, if you see something like that, and then you're going to get inspired, that, okay, I'm going to build like a professional build with a professional looking, and everything will be, good. But if you see everything that is messy, is a disaster, you're not going to get inspired. The same thing with the construction in the rest of the van and all the things. So I'm going to show you a few other things so that way you can see what I'm saying. For instance, when you're watching here the YouTube, when you're watching here their classes, I mean, some of them are on YouTube, unlisted, and other ones they are built in on this website. I don't like it that much. I prefer maybe like Udemy is something better. I mean, this website is also kind of clunky, it's buggy. You're going to have issues. I mean, it's not well done. I mean, you can, if you want to be, do something like that, you can go to Teachable and use their website. I've been watching few classes here from another guys, and it works great. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel if you want to, put your classes online, so that way people can see it. That is one of the options. So here I'm going to show you a little bit the videos that this guy is offering here, so that way you can see it. So as you can see here, what's wrong with this? I mean, you have a lot of wood here. I mean, when you have a lot of lumber on your van, it's going to get very, very heavy. I would recommend you, I mean, if you have to build your van, use aluminum as much as possible and try to use as little as possible, lumber as little as possible. Otherwise, yes, it might be easier, it might be maybe cheaper, but you're going to spend it on gas. So when I see bills, people building everything with wood, is a big red flag. I mean, you will have to lift up or put some shims or something like that on your springs to keep it higher. Otherwise, you're going to start scraping the floor or something like that. I'm telling you this because I had this issue in my first build. So my next build will be like that, with as much as aluminum as possible, and try to make it as light as possible, because you're thinking, okay, I'm going to put plywood, maybe 1/2 inch, 3/4, or you start building everything with lumber. That is a big no. So if you see, for instance, this guy that I told you before, this guy, he builds most of his builds with aluminum. So if you see, let me see if I can play it a little bit. So as you can see here is aluminum. Maybe the face of the furniture or the cabinets that he's building, he puts a little bit maybe of lumber or bamboo or something like that, but everything looks very neat. I mean, see the plumbing here. The plumbing here, it looks amazing. I mean, it's great. That is how everything should look like. When you see all the plumbing of these guys, in this van academy, is a disaster. I mean, it looks like very, very bad. As you can see, this guy, I mean, all the cabinets here, they're all made with aluminum, and he put like a few pieces of lumber, and that's it. I mean, like I said, he can use maple or he can use bamboo or something else, but he used very little lumber. I mean, if you compare the other build that you just saw, I mean, it's all lumber, 100% lumber. Here he has plywood, but he tried to use as little as possible, as you can see here, and everything is very well thought out. So let's see if I can show you something else here. All the structure for the bed, for everything is very, very good. Here is a demo of what he's showing you, but if you see, he used 80/20 is the aluminum, so that way he can build everything with aluminum, and it's way easier, to build everything. But this is one of these guys. So if you are looking for maybe another guy, this guy, Cheryl, he's very good as well. Lately he was doing a lot of blog, maybe interviewing another guys with their vans, but he has a good content. For instance, if you're looking for a nice ceiling, if you type here Ghost Van Ceiling, he has amazing ceiling. Here you will see, for instance, this ceiling that he built here. I like it a lot, and it's like a floating ceiling that you see here. Let me see if I can put the mouse. There we go, kind of. And I mean, if you want to watch this video, you're not going to see another ceiling like that. So I'm going to try to skim it a little bit. Here is explaining you. Okay, if you see here, I mean, this is amazing. You're not going to see any label or anything like that. Everything with LED light. And here there is another guy. I mean, 7 Savage. He has very good ideas. He's not as pro as, like I said before, as this guy, the Humble Road or the Exploris, at least for this type of things. So for electric, I think, and plumbing, this guy, I think the Exploris is more for electric. But if you want everything, this guy, he can do it all. So if you have to hire someone, this is the guy to go. For instance, here you're going to see, installing the insulation and everything, the Dodo fleecy or something like that, and then you're going to see the same guy on YouTube. This is public, so you can see, same thing. You're going to see building the van here, a lot of wood, as you can see here. This video has a lot of views. It's building a van in 20 days, but as you can see, wood everywhere. I mean, this van must be very heavy. And here, for instance, he's teaching you here. Okay, if you want to install the solar panel, just put some brackets here, some L brackets, and then make some random hole in a random place, and that's it. I don't like this approach. I mean, yes, you can do it. I mean, if everything works great, but the problem that you're going to have here, for instance, with the solar panels is, let's say, what happens if the solar panel breaks and you cannot get the same model? The size is going to be different, and then you will have to, make new holes and then cover up the old holes. I prefer to put a rack, and everything should be held by the rack, so that way, if you have any issue like that, or gets damaged or something like that, you don't have to worry. Okay, I have to cover the holes on the roof and everything. I prefer to make as little holes as possible. And if you have to do something like that, it's better to mount everything on the rack, so that way you have more flexibility. So if you want to add, let's say, another solar panel, or maybe you want to add something else, you can move it very easily. You're not making more holes on the roof, and I think that is the best way to go. Hopefully this video was useful. If you have any question, please let me know in the section below, and see you in the next time.